Malachi doesn't talk about where he's from. I'm going to talk about it anyway. Not to expose him, to explain him. Sector 9. His family runs the black markets all throughout the outer ring, and if they don't run them, they at the least oversee them. And these aren't small operations. It's infrastructure, distribution networks, supply chains that the city pretends don't exist and quietly depend on. Food that reaches people the official logistics system decided weren't worth routing to. Medicine that costs less than Sector 2's licensed alternatives because the markup exists to fund buildings that outer ring residents will never enter. His family keeps people alive. That is the honest version. The other honest version, it is still outside the law, still dangerous, still the kind of operation that requires safe houses and contingency plans and a willingness to exist in the gray space between survival and something darker. Both versions are true. Malachi grew up knowing both versions. So he left. He didn't run. He left. Deliberately, methodically, the way Malachi does everything. He educated himself, built something, made it to Sector 6 on nothing that came from his family's operation. Not a snap, not a contact, not a favor. Because the only thing worse than where he came from would be arriving somewhere and having someone be able to say he didn't get there on his own. His past only belongs to him. He has safe houses, multiple, paid for himself. Places where if everything collapsed, the band, the sector, the network, all of it, he could disappear and he'll rebuild again. He's already rebuilt from zero once, and he knows he can do it every time. That's not paranoia. That's muscle memory. Muscle memory of a man who learned early that nothing is guaranteed and prepared accordingly. The guitar is his weapon. And when I say he plays, I mean it's the way a surgeon operates, the way a watchmaker works. Every note considered, every arrangement deliberate, nothing wasted. He is the backbone of the band's music. He is the main songwriter. He writes around the other three the way a structural engineer designs a building around its load points. He hears Sarah's rage and gives it somewhere to land. He hears Dante's charisma and builds a room big enough for it. He hears Knox's rhythms and writes the spaces between them with the kind of precision that makes the whole thing feel inevitable. Malachi would never say any of this out loud though. But he knows exactly what each of them is capable of, and exactly where they're fragile. And he writes music that protects the fragile parts without any of them ever knowing they needed protecting to begin with. That is a specific, deep, and strong kind of love. That's the kind of love that doesn't need to announce itself. Morally, Malachi despises what his family is. Not the people, the operation, the necessity of it. The fact that in a city with 9 sectors, 3 rings, a fusion energy grid, research universities, VR, AR resorts, life extension programs, people still need black markets just to eat. He despises that. The quiet, contained, volcanic despising of a man who keeps it exactly where it cannot make him do something irreversible. He left it all behind. That's what people would say. And I think he carries them. He carries them in the music, in the standard he holds himself to, the standard that says, nothing I build will be built on something I didn't earn clean. He carries the weight of those close to him the same way people carry the weight of everything they survived to get there. Quietly, perfectly, and alone. Malachi is on watch condition level 4. That's what the city assigned him. Not for what he's done, but for what he's capable of. And I think they're right to watch him. Not because he's dangerous in the way that they mean, in the way that the system defines. Because a man who has already rebuilt himself once from nothing, who writes music that makes 4 broken people sound like one unbreakable thing, who despises the system with the cold precision of someone who understands it completely, that man, on a stage, in front of people who are tired and angry and looking for something true. Yeah, I'd watch him too. Dead signal.